A Nigerian prophet told a man that his 3 sons are evil and that they will be bewitched, that he should eliminate them. This man ignorantly and stupidly took these children to the bush and forced them to drink sniper, insecticide that is capable of taking life in a short time, just because the prophet said so. So when we talk against these religious leaders, these people operating from the pulpit, there are so many ways they are destroying our people, physically, mentally, economically, financially. And when we talk against it, somebody think we are evil. No, we are only trying to stop this error, this menace. It's a disaster going on. But because it's proudly supported by the power that being, by the world power, by the authority, we now see it as normal. What else if not a pastor or a prophet? Because these people don't have the ability to think. This happened in Bayelsa State, Nigeria. Meanwhile, I think I will let us see the video and I'll continue.
42-year-old Samuel Otasi and a relation were at the police divisional headquarters, Igbogeni, where he was detained for poisoning 3 of his sons after a prophecy that they were wizards.
Judge Odogo made a pronouncement in the church that I have some children and I'm not marrying the mother again. The mother have bewitched all my children to tarnish their life and to tarnish my family's life. That a owner of a son, children, will buy a snapper and poison them and kill them. I've not seen, and I cannot be among that.
Otasi is accused of forcing the content of an insecticide called Sniper down the throats of his sons, aged 10, 12, and 14. But the elders miraculously survived the lethal dose of the liquid.
My father bring a rope from his pocket and give to Levi. And Levi and I tie me and my brothers down and give us the snapper to drink. I use my head and my legs to crawl out from the bush and now managed to escape.
When he came, the hands were swollen and there were marks showing that he had been tied for a while, both on the hands and then the legs. So we began to treat him, ran some tests, began to treat him. In the evening, he got a bit conscious. He could talk, could call the name of his village. He now told us what happened, that the father took them, said they were going to a church, and then along the line, he stopped, asked the bus to stop, and they went into a bush. When they got there, with one other man, I think his uncle or so, he tied all of them and forced them to drink sniper.
He was eventually brought to the police station here. When he had recovered a little, he now told us that 2 other of his siblings are still in the bush. By the time we got there, unfortunately, those 2 had already given up the ghost.
The Commissioner of Police, Bayelsa State, and officers of the command visited the crime scene where the wooden crates used to convey the bodies of the 2 boys were shown to journalists.
This is the scene where the whole incident took place. And the rescue. This is exactly where the rescue took place also. Parents must be wary. Even if they have personal problems to themselves as spouses, it must not go to the children. Now these 2 children now have been lost forever. And this one is just managing to survive. That shouldn't be the case.
Back in detention, the police says Samuel Otasi will have his day in court. 2 grandsons dead, 1 in hospital and her son in detention. Mother of the suspect breaks down in tears.
So that was the video you've just seen. It happened live in Bayelsa State, Nigeria. For those of us that know Bayelsa, that is where it's happening. And you heard it loud and clear. A prophet said his children were evil, and that was all the man needed to know. And he was instructed to go and take the life of these children, and he did just that. But luckily for the kid, or for one of the children, survived. So now the man is cooling off in the police net, as we heard the commissioner of police at that state level said on that video. Now, this is my question. When evil like this are happening, and we are not tackling the source, they will continue. Try this man, prosecute him, find him guilty, and send him to prison. It will happen to another family because the perpetrator of this actual crime was not even mentioned in that video. I didn't hear it in the mouth of the commissioner that the prophet has been arrested or will be arrested. That prophet is the main criminal in this whole matter. This happened in all the churches in different ways, in different capacity. They make our people do the unthinkable because the moment they tell them God says, the people become dumb. If things like this are not taken care of, I wonder where we're going to end in the coming years. This is how my people are easily being misled. Because looking at that man in that video, it doesn't even look like somebody that has sense. Animals, we have them all over the places. That's why they will always be in the church in the first place. You cannot be sane and be religious at the same time. I've always said that. So it's really unfortunate, and I felt bad for those children. They had the wrong father. Perhaps they were also in the wrong environment, in the wrong society. May their soul rest in peace. So please help me share this video and let people continue to learn. Don't forget to comment your thoughts and opinion.